What's good, your Black World? This is Aaron Johnson checking in again. Something led me. I was speaking with my sister about police brutality and speaking with her about structural racism. We always used to have conversations like that when we were younger, which is very weird. But we always had these conversations about how we were living, about how other people live, and things of that nature. And I was thinking about police brutality in the way that it exists today, and then the excuses that so often people give to these these rogue officers who are mentally fixed on treating black people like animals. We know that's not every single individual officer in the police departments. We understand that. However, we should also understand that just like racism, there is a mentality, there is a mindset that many departments have about black people. And unfortunately, they put the newbies, the rookies, in the worst neighborhoods so that they can be acculturated or properly educated about who these people of color are, black people, brown people, whatever. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about police brutality and how to discuss it with folks, because I remember having some conversations with people during the Eric Garner situation in New York. It really pissed me off. I had a real problem. I wore an I Can't Breathe shirt to school, and there was some fallout from that, from folks who didn't believe that I should have worn it. And I guess they forgot about the Constitution and the First Amendment. I guess they wanted to suspend it for that moment because it doesn't connect to or correlate to their narrative of what America is about or American values. But anyway, when I'm thinking about police brutality, instead of me kind of, sometimes going for the facts just doesn't matter. People don't necessarily care about the facts of situations. So sometimes you gotta kind of take a step outside of that and, kind of hit people in the heart too. And hit people with a little bit more logic, things for them to kind of chew on, but not get lost, mentally lost. So I always pose the question: if white children were being gunned down every 28 hours, at the hands of black officers in American society, would certain groups or certain Americans or certain white Americans have the same ideas or same excuses that they have about police brutality happening now against black people? Would they carry the same excuses if the situation was inverted? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If we were talking about black men, women, and children getting unarmed, getting gunned down in the streets at the hands, white men, women, and children unarmed, getting gunned down in the streets at the hands of a black officer or black officers, if that was happening consistently, would the excuses as to why it happens be so prevalent? And would we be making moves to figure out what's going on? It's not just putting a camera on them, right? That's a distraction. When we say re-education and cameras, that's a distraction, because we've had cameras on a lot of these situations and nothing has been done. So people have still gone free. They haven't lost their jobs. They haven't lost their homes. They haven't lost their lives. They haven't lost their pensions. They still work. They still have the great lives that they live, doing the same things. So if we had that, I'm just trying to figure that out. If we had it in the inverse, would it be the same mentality existing? I mean, I know the answer, but sometimes posing that question to folks who come up with these excuses, it kind of makes you want to think about, what's going on in their brain. It makes them think about what's going on in their brain, and you get a chance to have a firsthand look at someone trying to figure out how to rationalize this irrational concept. Right? So that's what I was just thinking about, right? Because we don't need to re-educate and put cameras, right? We need to kind of shift the culture. Culture has to be shifted. Now, culture is shifted with education, but that's not the only thing. We have to have policy. All hands have to be on deck. It has to be a massive movement. And I think we're too divided and polarized as a country to actually do that. But that's something that I was thinking about today. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, like it, thumbs up it, thumbs down. It doesn't really matter to me. Have a debate, and feel free to share. This is Aaron Johnson signing out for Your Black World. Peace.